Alright guys, sorry for the wait here. Been really busy with golf and work and school and whatnot, so the videos are being posted on Thursday instead of Tuesday. So this is going to be a second video here, kind of going over everything that I didn't cover in the first one, and then looking on to week 3. So as for the pick'ems, I won week 2. Turns out that here, let's look at the final scoring. I think I scored a total of 92 points. The biggest game that I lost was my 16-point game because I put 16 on the Bears. Um, just because I wanted to go big or go home. But otherwise, I think I lost one more game and that was it. Oh, I gotta wait for it to pop up here. Um, I lost the Minnesota and the Minnesota, New Orleans, and Washington, and then the Bears game, and that was about it. Otherwise, everyone else was losing big time on a lot more games. So, I guess that just goes to show you that when you lose some big number games like that, it doesn't mean it's the end of your pick'ems. You just got to look at things wisely. For example, like John, he won last week, but this week, not throw anyone under the bus, but his big games were, New England 16, Washington 11, Oakland 9, Minnesota 7, New Orleans 5. You know what I mean? And that adds up. So even though he had a total of what was it, 74 points, it's not enough to cut it. Jay's Cutlery had 91 points, very close. Obviously with me being 92 points. Um, and if we would have tied, he would have won the tiebreaker. So it just goes to show you that anything could happen during those weeks. So John won the first week, I won the second week, and we're moving on to the third week, which goes to another reminder: get those things in on time. Okay, I know with these Thursday night games it gets tough. I understand that, and that's why I'm still allowing people to submit them. But really, I should have only submitted 4. Okay, the other 4 people got theirs in like right around game time. Text me, email me. I know Eric emailed me today about the games today, and that's fine. Um, and so I just want to let everyone know that everyone was in on this last one, but you gotta make sure that you're getting this stuff in um, on time. All right, so let's look ahead to week 3 here, and we have Megatronics against Cruising for Miles. Cruising for Miles, tough team to beat. Um, the only thing I'm going to say is I'm giving the edge to me. The only reason I say that is because of the matchups that are presented. Um, you know, with Hakeem Nicks being out, that hurts my team, but I feel like that's also going to hurt Qualia's team because Victor Cruz is going to be the only threat that they have on that team. So they're going to, Carolina better put some safeties over the top to guard Victor Cruz. Um, and so Eli Manning, I feel like, is going to have a tough time throwing the ball. Um, but as for me, besides the Houston and the San Francisco game, Peyton Manning's against the Houston defense and Peterson's against the San Francisco defense, the matchups look better in my favor with Jones-Drew at Indy, Calvin Johnson and Pettigrew at Tennessee, and Holmes at Miami, and Franco at Minnesota. Um, so I'm giving the edge to me on that one. Moving on to the next game, we got 2 1-1 teams with Biscuits and Brady somewhere over the Dwayne Bow. This one's tough. Projections lead towards Tim, but looking at just looking at the matchups here, Kevin Smith could go off against Tennessee. Green Ellis again against Washington. I'm still saying, Eric, I'm still saying you need to start Robert Griffin III. He's been on your bench for 2 weeks in a row, putting up huge numbers for you. Um, but it's tough. I mean, he's facing the Bengals, man. The Bengals suck. I feel like he's really gonna tear them apart. I mean, Breeze at the Chiefs, again, he could tear them up too. It's just really tough. My pick, I'm leaning towards Biscuits and Brady. Tom Brady's had two iffy weeks, not Brady-esque numbers. I feel like he's really going to explode this week. Even though he's playing Baltimore defense, I still feel like he's going to go off. And I feel like he's going to go off because of Gronkowski just throwing in and out slants like that. They're going to be putting a lot of pressure on Brady, I feel like. And I feel like he could just throw little slants all day to Gronk or any wide receiver for that matter, and really get the job done. So I'm giving a small edge to Brady. I feel like it's going to be a close game. Moving on to the next game, how's my Vic taste? 2-0, and Team Chase going back to changing it to Team Chase. Got straight out of Shompton, just wasn't cutting it. Um, Looking at this team, I feel like it's gonna be really close. I'm giving the edge to Team Chase. The only reason I'm giving the edge to Team Chase is I feel like Matthew Stafford is it's time for a big game, and I feel like he's really going to just tear him apart. Yes, Vic's a good quarterback, and he's playing in Arizona defense. I'm just I'm not a huge I'm not a huge fan of Vic, and I never have been. Just because of what he's doing right now. I mean, he already has 6 interceptions in 2 games, and that's not going to cut it as an NFL quarterback in a fantasy league. Um, Arian Foster's playing a tough Denver defense. Denver's D. I mean, they hold up a lot of points. I think what Turner get last week, like 5 points maybe. So I'm giving the edge to Chase, and I feel like Chase is he's gonna have it. Maybe not by much, but he's gonna get the win. Jay's Cutlery against forgetting Brandon Marshall. I feel like it's time for forgetting Brandon Marshall to really step up and be the team that he is projected to be. And I feel like forgetting Brandon Marshall is going to be the runaway game. I feel like forgetting Brandon Marshall is going to explode. Jimmy Graham's going to go off in Kansas City against Kansas City. They're at home, and Aaron Rodgers is going to just go off against Seattle, and that's really going to be the game changer there. I feel like Cam Newton's really not going to get it done on Thursday night, along with Steve Smith. So um, I just feel like they're not gonna get it done on against the Giants. I just don't see it happening. So I feel like forgetting Brandon Marshall and Ryan Milligan's team is going to have no problem winning this game, and that's going to be the blowout game of the week in my opinion. And we'll see how that goes. So make sure you get your pick'ems in. I'm going to update the league page as of right now. Both videos are going up, new polls going up, and just make sure you guys keep on track of all that stuff. And I hope you guys are enjoying the season as much as I am so far, and we'll talk to you later.